Hey, happy Monday, fellow subscribers. Thank you for the new subscribers that have recently subscribed and anybody passing by. I'm actually in the basement here hanging out with Bob. He's a good friend of mine. That was just a stupid joke. Anyways, yeah, kind of just trying to do some cleaning up and stuff. So uh, I kind of wanted to had a little something on my mind. I want to discuss the ego. I know I may have mentioned it before in past videos. You know, it's been mind-boggling me a little bit. You know, to be honest with you guys, um, I'm very perplexed in why the ego, especially in man. I mean, women as well. But I see it a lot more in men. Um, but that's not going to be an issue of men or women. That's irrelevant to this. But the fact of the matter is, I being a man, you know, I guess I can relate, but I see the ego as being very overdrawn, if you want to call it. Very, you know, a lot of people, they have a hard time disengaging from the ego. You know, in a sense, the ego kind of identifies yourself, your confidence. Obviously, if you have high ego, you might have high confidence, or you might actually present that or show that off. Even though if you don't, it might be stronger than, say, someone like myself who suffers from anxiety, et cetera, that, you know, isn't going to have that confidence, but yet, excuse me, but yet I don't have an ego. And this is where we're going to go here. Um, you know, I mean, we all have an ego. I mean, I can't say I don't have an ego, but I feel that the ego tends to portray into everybody kind of as, okay, I'm right, you're wrong, it's my way is the only way, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I feel in the political realm, you know, ego bases everything. Politics, you know, we're just, everybody has to be right. You know, we have Democrat, Independent, Republican, and one has to always be right. I'm right, you're wrong. You're right, I'm wrong. You know, I mean, it's like it's just a circle of nothing in a sense, because you really don't get anywhere. And I know it's obviously difficult to for these officials, or, you know, political people, presidents, etc., foreign nations, you know, to come up with agreements and to come up with disengaging certain things, disengaging nukes, this, that, and this. I mean, you know, you press a button, you know, the nuclear missile goes off. It doesn't matter if you retaliate. You're already screwed, you know? So I feel the ego has played a part in our history so much throughout everything: religion, humanity, science, medicine, especially medicine. You go and talk to a Western doctor, you're going to get the run of the mill bullshit. And then you go to an Asian acupuncturist and you see a whole totally different side, and you see a whole totally different way of healing. And it's all done with specific, you know, with specific measures. So I feel that through all this, we're kind of in the situation of the world that we're in, where, you know, we're having problems, major problems. Your relationships are failing, divorce rates are up. You know, it's hard for people to, once they're in a relationship, to stay in a relationship or to keep that relationship going. A lot of people do have success. A lot of people, you know, have happy relationships and everything. But, you know, there's a major issue in the family. There's a major issue in the family unit. There's a major issue in families coming together. And there's a breakage in our structure, you know, and it's because it's the ego, you know. I have to be right, you know. The woman, the wife that takes care of the kids doesn't do anything, because she's just taking care of kids and cleaning. I mean, that's a full-time job. That's work. And many times that's harder if you have a couple kids. Husband gets to go out. He gets to get away from his environment. He gets to chat with his friends, have his lunch, work, disengage. A lot of fathers like to get away, like to disengage, like to have that part away. I know mine did, And so, I say to my, I see all these things, and, and then you have bullying, and of course your ego is gonna factor into that. Of, I'm gonna be this big guy, and I'm gonna pick on every little person that I can, and screw their lives up and whatnot, and I feel it's like I say it again. I'm sorry I keep saying it, but obviously the ego, it takes away from your true self. Your true self disengages. You actually don't even have a true self. You're not even who you are or who you were born to be, because of the fact that your ego is so high that you can't understand the complexities of one individual, the complexities of any individual per se, but let's look at one at a time and try to understand their differences, their hurts, their passions, their this, their that. Racism, looking at people, because they're black or because they're Hispanic or because they're, whatever race, whatnot, that they're not any good. And I know, some things are hard for me, as per se, like with the terrorisms and stuff like that, and terrorists, sometimes, you get dumb, and it's like, you'll see a Muslim and then you'll think that, oh, they're bad, but obviously the Muslim religion isn't upon doing that. It's the extremists that taint it. I'm not pro-Muslim, I'm not against Muslim. I'm for what everybody wants to be. If you're a Muslim and you're a good person, then God bless you, and that's fine. If you're a Jehovah's Witness, okay, I don't agree with, but that's fine. If you're a I don't agree with if you're Jehovah's Witness. I just don't agree with being a Jehovah's Witness, but I'm not against you for being one, and I don't feel that you should be any different if you're a good person. That's what it all comes down to. A human being that's good. We can all be good in this world. We can all have unity. We have the resources. We have enough land. We have enough technology to be self-sufficient. There's enough natural wealth of abundance of information to heal ourselves of any ailment, cancer, anything that we get hit with. There's great acupuncturists out there that are healing people, shrinking tumors, doing miraculous things every day. There's a great one named Master Tam. Actually, it's the Oriental Culture Institute in Boston, Mass. I challenge anybody to please Google that. Oriental Culture Institute in Boston, Massachusetts. Also Google Master Tom Tam. And also Google Tongren Therapy. And to give you an idea of, and Tuina Massage. It give you an idea of what that stuff can do and how actually that can actually cure so many cancers that chemo and radiation can't, or can, but fry the inside of the body at the same time. All right, and then you get to the issue where, you want to go a natural route, but then someone doesn't believe it. So, oh, no, that's not going to work. Take the radiation, take the chemo, take the pills, take the Tane. It's just, I think people are just get very close-minded, and they shut off, and they get so much into their cells and so much into their own routines. And I know it's hard. I know people are working, people are struggling. Everything is high. Utilities are higher. Gas is higher. Rent is higher. Everything's higher. Tires, oil changes, parts, labor. Labor's crazy. When I was 16, I think it was like 30, 39, 40 something an hour. Now it's like over 100, 110 or something for car labor. So I understand everybody has a problem and you're dealing with things in life, which we all are. But what I just would like to see is less of the ego and more unity and people coming together in a fellowship and a brother and a sisterhood, and trying to do good, trying to build up this nation better for the future of our kids and their kids and their kids, if it even makes it that long, to get everybody their heads out of their ass that there's not global warming, that that's just hogwash, or that we're just in a cycle of, fine if we're in a cycle. But carbon emissions are higher, global temperature has rise, sea levels have rise, Antarctica is melting, Alaska is melting. So, I mean, we do have variables here that we can configure things, So, I just feel that in order to make change, and to make change for the positive, it's not going to be about a Democrats right or Republicans right, a whole bunch of congressmen on one side to the other side debating laws, and writing laws, and then having to go through the whole process of having a bill passed and vetoing it, and going through the whole craziness, the whole back and forth. Everybody needs to just come together, shut off, look at what's important, look at where we're at, and look at how much time we could have left here. How much time we could have left here. The way we're going, if we have 100 years, and what the hell's it going to matter how much money one schmuck's got in the bank and how many investments the other schmuck has? No offense, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm getting at on the wealth of an individual who only seeks wealth through monetary source and builds upon himself and his own self-worth through money is where I'm getting at, is where I'm getting at of what I had just said. And I guess I'm being a little egotistical here myself. I told you it's tough, and you got to try to disengage. You need to try to identify what you're doing is wrong, and it's tough. You want to make a video, you want to make a point, but I'm going to have some ego in that point, and I'm going to have some, I'm going to have an opinion. I'm going to be opinionated, but I'm very open-minded, and I try to catch myself. But I just wish everybody could kind of just, the people that aren't, I'm saying, just open up a little more, look at people as a person, as an individual, as a human, not as a color, not as a race, not as a sex, just as a person, as a human, as a brother or a sister. And I'm not going to ramble anymore. I've actually been up since 2, I believe. I got out of bed around 2:33. Did some working out from maybe 3:30 to 4:30, 4:45-ish. So I just wanted to kind of just do a little video here on a thought that's been boggling me. I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen. Thank you for stopping by if you happen to stumble upon me. And like I said again, thank you for the new subscribers that I've just have gained. I appreciate it so much. Appreciate the support so much. And I thank you all so very much. Have a blessed day. Please be safe out there. Just God bless, or universally bless if, we don't believe in God or whatnot, but have a great day, everybody. And thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you.